Hello, everybody, and welcome back to From BA to Broadway. My name is Brennan Stefanik, and I am here with the ever effervescent Michael Yvonne Carrier. Michael, what's going on?
Nothing much, Brennan. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited too. Folks, we just recorded the podcast for about 20 minutes before I realized that we just weren't recording at all.
But it was genuine moments.
Yeah, we really connected, and you're just going to have to take our word for it as we revisit life for the second time here. A little deja vu moment.
We didn't talk that much about Pride, though, to be fair.
No, that's true. Oh, yeah, folks. Happy Pride. Michael, happy Pride. It is officially June as of when this episode will come out.
It is.
And this month is for the queer community, you know?
For the gays.
They're allowed to come out of their homes and wreak havoc upon Hell's Kitchen. Michael, who are you and what the heck do you do?
My name is Michael Yvonne Carrier, and I'm here with you filming this podcast.
So true.
I'm an actor, I'm a dancer, I'm a mover, I'm a shaker.
Wow.
I'm an earthquaker. I'm a swing and understudy right now in Anne Juliet on Broadway.
Yeah, you are. Pop off. Michael, how did we meet?
We met. Oh my gosh, this is so deja vu.
It really is. This is repeated content, folks.
We met through my friend Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, he's technically your friend since you probably knew him before I did.
I didn't actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I met Dan last winter.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan is a great friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
We met when you were working at this restaurant. He was like, "Oh, let's go in and get a drink. My friend Brennan's working."
Yeah.
It was so crazy boots.
It was crazy boots the house down that day.
Boots
so
the house
overpacked.
down, yeah.
I was so stressed.
Boots the house down crazy. We're doing that because it's Pride.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Got.
It was got frack.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any fans, so
fan,
we're gonna...
fan crack.
That was my fan noise.
Pull the house down. And then we met again at an Anne Juliet Christmas party extravaganza.
Yeah. A good old double birthday.
Which you were Mr. Rogers.
I was dressed as Christmas icon Mr. Rogers. I was wearing an ugly sweater because it was last minute for me, and I wanted to appear not too overdone, but not committing to the theme because there was going to be a lot of people I didn't know. So
Was there a lot of people you didn't know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't know most of the people there. You know,
You know who you did know?
Who did I know?
Oh, I just remembered just now. Katie Garrity.
Yeah, Katie is a dear old friend of mine. We went to college together.
Oh yes.
Yeah. She is the reason that I was not dressed to the nines, because I said to her that we should be Heat Miser and Snow Miser, and she said no. And so I wore a Christmas sweater, and she wore red. So that's on that, Katie. But
I was a snowman.
You were.
Do you remember what I was wearing?
You were wearing. I remember you had.
I was wearing a very conservative gown.
You had a construction paper nose.
It was not a construction paper.
No,
I got it from Amazon.
Oh my god!
No, wait. Maybe you're right. No,
I don't remember. To be honest with you, you had a carrot nose.
And a carrot nose, yeah.
In various places on your face and head.
It actually ended up on the floor of Club Cummings, I believe. Later on that night. So I heard we both kind of left around the same time, actually.
Isn't that
the function?
Isn't that in like the Lower West Side?
Yeah, they like kept it going for Dan's birthday.
Oh my god, y'all really traveled.
I know. I was not feeling well at all. So I remember I came.
I'm in a really lovely phase of life where it's like show up a little late, have fun, be in bed by like 1 at the latest kind of period of my life.
I'm learning that.
It's so lovely and refreshing, I gotta say. You know, I just can't hang like I used to, as the youth are saying.
My problem is I feel like, I have FOMO so bad.
I also do have huge FOMO, so I
want to go. And people are like, Michael, you have to come to this next thing. We're going to be...
I'm like, what if we start at like 8? What if we start at 8 p.m. and party down and then get some sensible sleep?
I have been better at it as of late, for sure.
Good.
Especially now with like work. I'm like, I have to prioritize sleep. I can't. I'm also like, I'm not that girl. I can't function without sleep. Speaking of, during Pride Month too, so many activities are happening
all the time,
and it doesn't stop for us. We're still working.
It's the way it goes, you know.
Hi, gay.
We got. Michael, do you have a degree in theater?
I do. I actually
You
have.
realizing if we didn't already say it during this recording?
I know. Luckily for you, I do have short-term memory loss.
Amazing. I
Like,
have a bad short-term memory, so I get deja vu a lot.
heck.
Anywho,
We're both Dory
yes. Oh my
in
God.
Finding Nemo. I have a BS in theater,
Mhm.
actually. A Bachelor of Science in theater. I went to Northwestern State University
Amazing.
in Louisiana. And
You're a scientist.
I am a
The
scientist.
theater scientist.
I am the science of theater.
Mhm.
That degree, I think it was just a way of doing it to where like we didn't have to take as many like gen ed classes. So it really helped like the theater of it all. I could take a lot more dance classes and
That's
acting
amazing.
classes and things. And it was fun. I still have to explain that to people. I think the title of my official degree is I have a Bachelor of Science in theater with a concentration in musical theater and dance.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Très chic and very gay.
You took a test tube of dance and a test tube of song and a test tube of act,
And then I
you
put them together.
put
and
them
it
together?
Exploded.
and you invented
me.
theater. Oh my God.
Very Powerpuff Girls.
Very much so.
A
Which
little
one?
sugar,
Which
that
one
was
are you?
nice. It depends on the group of people I'm with.
Very valid.
But I'm very Bubbles.
Heard.
I'm Bubbles. If Bubbles was brown, which there should be a brown Powerpuff Girl.
I mean, there probably will be in the next iteration, I would imagine.
Powerpuff Girls the musical.
Oh my God. Are we gonna rate that?
Absolutely.
Fierce. Amazing. Okay, folks. Nobody take that. We're patenting this. This is ours.
Sure.
Copyright. Stamped. Sorry.
Powerpuff Squirrels. How about that? Let's take it to the next level.
Okay. Very conceptual.
No, there's no concept really.
Oh, okay, great.
It's just they're instead of girls, they're squirrels.
Okay. Folks, you can take that one. That one I'll allow you to take.
No.
Yeah, you're a Bubbles for sure.
I think I'm Bubbles.
Yeah.
I think you're probably the red one.
I would also say that I'm the red one. Just because I'm not, I mean, like I am upbeat, but I'm not like overwhelmingly positive of like Bubbles or like super bubbly in that regard.
What's
and
the red one's name? Blossom.
Blossom, yes. And I'm definitely not aggressive enough to be Buttercup. So
Yeah.
by process of elimination, I would say I'm Blossom. And I just have natural qualities of leadership.
I think you do.
Oh my God, stop. So yeah, that's fact. That is theater, folks. You just learned a lot.
Do you have a degree in theater?
I do have a degree in theater. I have a BA in theater, a Bachelor of the Arts in Theater. That is why we are on this journey, because we didn't have a musical theater program. And so I just have had to learn a lot of that and a lot of the business of that on my own. So we're spreading the wealth of information to the people so they don't have to spend all that money to get it.
They can just listen to your free podcast.
That's exactly right.
on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast.
Wherever you get your podcast, folks.
That's what it is.
Folks, this just in, theater is gay.
Theater is very gay.
Theater is super gay. It is historically gay.
It is.
All the way back to those Greeks, who, let me tell you,
The Greeks were gay. Oh my God.
very gay. I took a lot of like Greek civilization classes.
The Greek civilization is your Roman Empire.
It's my Greek empire. They came first. I'm sorry.
Oh, so we're doing that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm gonna reclaim it for them.
Were the Greeks gayer or were the Romans gayer?
It was just like a continuation. I would say the Greeks were definitely gayer because what would happen is grown men would have like wives for the purpose of reproduction, but then they would have like younger boyfriends, like very young, which was unfortunate. But they would have younger boyfriends, and that is where they would get their kicks and whatnot. So it was just a very gay queer culture in general. And they invented theater. They quite literally did. That's where it all comes from. That's where it all stems from. And that is probably why it is still so gay to this day.
That is why.
Yeah, absolutely. And then after that, time passes. We get Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Drag.
Drag, yes. And before we're talking in our dream, the last time we had this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
About, just being younger. And like, that's where the gay kids went.
Of course.
Right?
Drama club, theater in general. It's the island of misfit toys. It's where everyone flocks to when they feel like they don't have anyone else. And
I remember being like, I saw like my first musical and I was like just so young, and there was so many in Louisiana. Everything is so sports oriented, especially at my school. And I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, what was it actually? The first one I remember, my brother was in it. It was like Candyland or something, or Toyland. Babes in Toyland. Is that what it's called?
I have no clue,
It's
but I
called
believe
Babes
in you.
in Toyland. I don't even know if that's a show or a book or something. It was made into a show.
Heard.
I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I was absolutely without a doubtly born to gaily do this.
Mm-hmm. We had like a little community theater that was like high production value near me. So we would like go see A Christmas Carol there every once in a while. And we would see like a touring show at the touring venue near us in Providence every once in a while. But I never really was like, oh, I belong up there. But I
Really?
loved to sing. I loved to sing to my shower. I was a big sit in the backseat of the car with my CD player and scream, saying like nobody could hear me when I was like very young. When the CD of High School Musical came out, it was over. I vividly remember just screaming that in the backseat of the car. My parents being like, "What year did that come out?" Like, in my brain, I want to say maybe like 2005-ish.
But how old are you now?
Oh, how old am I now?
Yeah.
I am 27.
I'm 28.
Yeah.
High School Musical, the CD. I remember watching High School. I had a Cheetah Girls Lizzie McGuire CD. That was I was like really young.
Amazing.
And my cousin Martia, shout out to Martia, always knew I was gay.
Heard.
And she gave me that CD as a gift because she knew I would like burn it out until it didn't work anymore. And I played it all day.
So
and
you'll
all
understand
night.
this someday.
Yes. She just kind of knew, but she wouldn't like embarrass me. Some people would like embarrass me and be like, oh, we know you're gay. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
For
like
sure.
in little ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she would just give it to me very slyly and she wouldn't like tell me. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm still very new to the queer community too. And I mean, my friends just like identify me as vaguely queer at the moment, which is kind of where we're rocking, and I don't really feel the need to label anything otherwise, you know?
Yeah, it's almost better when people just kind of, just like that. Let's assume you're queer, not like make a big deal out of it, especially me growing up. It's like, just like, let's like not label someone right now or like care like what's up. Let's just kind of, talk to them
100%.
as a person and give them a Cheetah Girl CD and know that they like it.
Yeah. All people are beautiful. That's kind of how I feel. You know?
It's tea.
Yeah.
And this is your Cheetah Girl CD, this episode.
This is my Cheetah Girl CD. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in a very small town. You know, it wasn't very artistically enriched. I mean, I shouldn't say that actually. We were a big band town because our sports weren't that great. But like even then, like I was always in the drum line and stuff. Like I loved to do that, don't get me wrong, but it was just very aggressive masculine culture in a way that I didn't fit in that regard. And when I finally worked up the nerve to join the drama club, that's when I found my people. You know, that's when I felt like I had a friend group that actually enjoyed me for the parts of myself that I enjoyed, you know? And that,
you know what? I think I had I had an experience in my senior year, but so I did speech and debate again, which is, you're like, are we recording?
Yes, we're recording.
I know. We had, I was in speech and debate, which is equivalent to theater at my high school in a way that it was like competitive acting. And I was at the national tournament, which I won my senior year.
amazing.
Big deal. I peaked. No.
Truly. I look back at my high school accomplishments and I'm like, that was so cool of me.
It was. But when we got to like the national level, we would just end up like rooming with other kids who were like local to our high schools, because it would, you know, we'd all go to these qualifier events and we'd be like in Boston or like in, you know, where were we that? It was like in Minnesota or something. Anyways, it was another kid who was just out and like so gay in high school that I was like rooming with, and nothing happened. But I remember like he was like the first person that I came out to because I felt comfortable doing that, like in the hotel room, and like I wouldn't even, I think I was 17 or I don't think I was 18 yet, but I was just like, I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
And he was like, say it. And I was like, I don't want to say it. We were like on the balcony, but it was a magical moment. But it's because of, you know, theater. It's because of those kids in that community. And it is for some reason such a nice and vulnerable space. And I remember 2 years before that, it was like, oh my gosh, like the first time a guy ever hit on me. Of course, I was like 15 and he was 16, but I was like, I can't ever do this. But I was like, I can't even talk to him. And it was like a dance, like a speech function. And he was like, oh my God, hi, you're so cute. And I was like, I don't know words. Bye.
Yeah. Damn.
That
Love that for you.
It's scary.
It's a scary time. We're very vulnerable, and we're trying to make sense of the world, and especially when you're in those small spaces. And I don't know, like in my brain, like gay people didn't really exist where I come from, you know? Like there was a small
And
select
there's so many gay
handful
people,
of
I'm
students.
sure.
Oh, for sure. And like also now I'm looking back at the people who I'm like, I don't even know if you're out or what now, but you're gay, you know?
Isn't that crazy? Like
Yeah.
finding out people are gay.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gay.
It was always the
I
biggest,
was gay.
and especially like when we went to college and I started finding out that people were gay, I was like, iconic. Really
It is iconic. Or you're on like an app or something and you see someone will like message you on like a dating app or something and you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a wild time. But yeah, I mean, drama club was just so lovely. And just as a little misfit, as someone who felt misunderstood, I really loved that. And it's nice to have those spaces, especially when you feel so isolated outside of that otherwise. But yeah, theater, it was always just super gay.
It was always gay. It's where the gay kids could do and say gay things and not be judged. And oh my gosh, the theater teachers, the English teachers, the perpetuators.
It was always the English teacher. It was always the English teacher that ran the drama club. That
Yes,
that's where you would hang out after
Shout
school.
out to Liz Snyder.
Oh my God,
was my confirmation sponsor. I grew up Catholic.
Amazing. My sister is my confirmation sponsor.
Oh, good.
I had to go to CCD, like we didn't have like Catholic school or anything, but we went to religious education growing up, and I never wanted to go. I hated it.
No, I regret it now. I mean, I don't really need that.
Even after we after we stopped going to church, like I still had to go to CCD.
Damn.
And finally, my parents, like the last year I was doing it, were like, fine, you don't have to go if you don't want to. And I was like, well, I've done it this long, so I might as well see it out.
That's how I felt too. I'm like, I did all the other what is it? Sacraments?
Yeah.
What is it called?
I think you're right.
Except for marriage.
Yeah.
Matrimony. We still have to do that one.
Baptism.
And then dying. That's one, I think.
Can't wait for that one.
No, it's called...
That's so bad.
So excited for that one.
I'm going to be so good at that one.
Oh my God. No, we're going to crush it.
I take it back. Terrible.
No, you're going to slay.
Yes.
Slay, pride.
Yes.
You're going to die slayly.
Absolutely. Death drop.
You're going to be slain.
The boots house down.
The boots house down, mama. You'll be down.
Yeah. Oh. And yeah, by the time that came, I was like, I don't know. None of us really cared at all, So
no.
I had my sister be my sponsor. We did the thing. I hadn't been to church in so long that we were sitting at that confirmation mass, not knowing any of the switches that they made.
Sit down. Oh my gosh, when they changed everything.
Oh yeah.
Script.
Why change the words?
I don't know.
Why do it? I didn't like the new ones as much either. They weren't as catchy.
And with your spirit.
That
one.
What does that mean? I got no spirit. I got no spirit for this.
I've got spirit. Yes, I do. I've got spirit.
How about you? God.
I know, I liked it.
Okay.
It gives like a witchy vibe.
You heard it here first. Michael Yvonne Carrier, huge proponent of the Catholic Church.
I love the changes.
You love it. You love Catholicism and all it represents. Actually, isn't the Pope gay?
Yeah, 100%.
Great.
They actually taught me in confirmation, they're like, it's okay if you're gay. You should be a priest.
That's great.
They were like, as long as you don't do anything, because priests have to be abstinent. They're like, we understand that people are naturally gay.
Yeah. That's amazing to hear, actually.
I know. My dad was always like, Michael, you should be a priest. You can be in those big dresses. And then we know why that's a whole nother problem in the church.
But of course.
Anyways, that's not theater.
Anywho,
well, actually, no.
Actually,
the Catholic Church is theater.
I think church in general is theater. I think anything when you are on a stage is performance in some way.
They're calling cues.
They are. I mean, you have a script. You are singing. You could use a little bit more rehearsal, but you're singing.
It's not very prideful is the problem.
Yeah, no, it's not. But I mean, listen, all of those bouquets that are always up there, multicolored robes, it's literally Joseph.
And Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
In like the little sarong above there. No, his body ripped, just hanging, sweating.
Yeah.
That's gay.
That's very gay.
Above us.
We're going to get so canceled by a specific group of people for this.
Right they agree. They have to agree.
They have to. And
he's beveled too.
Yeah.
And he's like, the way he's nailed.
Oh my god.
He is, though.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that's a wild thing to feel just so confident saying. And I admire you for that.
He's naked, Brennan.
Listen, it wasn't his choice either.
And it's not even him. He's Caucasian. So that's just someone else.
That's true. The Jesus that is in the church is fake.
Yeah, he's a twink.
It's a character.
Yeah.
It's a character actor. Real Jesus? Middle East, folks. Literal Middle East. Come on. It's a brown man.
Yeah. And put some chest hair on him.
Of course.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Silky smooth, wet, slippery
unrealistic
Jesus.
body standards, if I've ever seen them.
Jesus was always so skinny. I mean, he went through it, though.
Yeah.
He went through it before
valid.
that happened. Bless his heart. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Anywho, moving on. Yeah, so we started with all of the history of gay.
Did we?
Well, with like the Greeks and Shakespeare and all that, like that's theater. That's how it started.
It is.
And then we progressed, and then we were kind of in early modern society here in America, and the gays were in the theater world, you know? I wouldn't say they were most accurately represented towards the beginning.
They weren't, but they were everywhere. They had to be.
Yeah. I mean, by the transitive property, the people that were the gays in the drama club were then becoming the gays in the professional world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That is how it went. Time passed and movements happened, and then queer people started becoming accurately represented in the media. I won't go so far to say the media. We're still working on that. But theater, I would say yes.
It's true. I mean, there was even, I mean, when I first started, I have to burp.
This is a pro burp podcast.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, every episode. Let it fly.
Someone burps?
Always.
I can't. I do the inhale, but I let it out of my nose because
Okay.
I'm a lady.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. I'll have another one for you. But, I mean, when I was in school, there was still like I still felt like I had to present like super hetero.
Heard.
Like, and it's so interesting to see the switch kind of over, I guess, what, like 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
I was 18, 28. Yeah. Yeah, there has been like a little switch of like, it's kind of okay. In fact, it's like, it's kind of icky if you try to be something that you're not, that you can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a version of straight that I can do.
Give it to me right now.
Well, I do.
Do it.
No.
Hey, Michael, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Do you like that?
I love
Oh my
that.
God, hey. It's a version of straight that's closeted.
Absolutely. Absolutely passing.
I know. Well, I understudy Francois right now. It's like very nerdy, and like the caricature of a straight person is like also hilarious to me.
For
and
sure.
I've had to do it so many times. And I feel like so that's like okay, but that's not like a version of me that I would ever be like, oh, I can put out there. But before I felt like I kind of had to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that that's not the case now.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
For sure. I feel like the first time I really saw like queer people on stage, I'm going to put in quotes because it was the movie of Rent, but like Rent as a show, I feel like was the first thing where I was like, oh, okay, this just feels so normal in this space.
Yeah.
You know? It was very much not a gay character of any sort, you know? It wasn't like, it was just two people that were in love.
That was the first time I like got to be I was my sophomore year of college. I was Angel in Rent.
Amazing.
And I think that was a turning point for me because I'm just out there like in a sparkly bra, like in 6-inch platform pleaser heels,
Absolutely.
like chassing and shantying around with my parents watching me and like crying.
I mean,
and I mean, like, so what's the worst that could happen after that? You know,
For sure.
I was like, oh man, my parents are going to see me like I just came out like a year ago. I don't know, but they were like, you're amazing. Like it's being seen at that level that is like appreciated, and it just gave me so much confidence. And then I started, you know, going out and drag like at every party. Again, going back to like the costume party thing. It's
Of
like
course.
I would like always be in drag at every party. I'm like, what's the theme? I just like wanted to like
I love
dress
it.
up.
I love a theme.
I know.
What's your
it's
favorite
so
party theme?
good. My favorite party theme. Oh my gosh, I'm actually having a party in July for my birthday, so I need to figure out what the theme is. I think it's gonna be like cowboys versus aliens. Right now is what's happening. Kind of cute, right?
Absolutely amazing.
That's like
I
a good
love
theme.
that. And I love it when there's more than one option too.
Okay.
You can really diversify the mix, you
It's
know?
broad, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared there's gonna be a lot of cowboys and not a lot of aliens. Aliens is like a risk, you know?
I mean, yeah, but the people who get it, and the people who don't.
It's very obvious, like who's who. Hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll see.
Two worlds.
You're
One
gonna be
family.
you're gonna be in a sweater. Yes, Tarzan.
Yes, I'm going to be wearing a cowboy sweater with an alien on the back.
Yeah.
My favorite party theme that I've ever gone to was, I feel like you were a child of Vine. Were you in the Vine age?
Absolutely.
It was a Vine party.
You made me drop my croissant.
Come as your favorite Vine. That was one of my favorite things ever.
Oh my gosh, who would I be?
That was a great college. I was, Zach, stop. You're going to get in trouble. And he's just kicking around.
Oh, I have to see that one.
Oh, it's so good. It was. Oh.
Now I'm such like a TikTok junkie. Like all of my brain is just those memes.
Every once in a while, I just have to reset and go on YouTube and just watch a compilation
Like
of
the
Vines.
good old days.
Yeah. It really harkens back.
That's a burp for you.
There we go. Fwah, 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 fwah.
Is it the burp foghorn?
I just need to harken back to those good old simpler days of just little tiny videos that make me feel a little bit more neurotypical, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Those were good times.
Yeah. But yeah, favorite
now I'm
party
trying to
theme
think
for sure.
of the vines that I'm missing.
Free Shavakadu.
Free Shavakadu.
You know.
I made a lot of funny ones. Someone went viral called Grant Seamaw in my grade.
Oh, wild.
His vine was, he had champagne in his hand. He was like, I got that bubbly. I got that bubbly. I got that. And he was like
I
twerking.
feel like I've
Do you
seen
know what that is?
I probably, it's like in the deep recesses of my brain, but
Yeah.
you have unlocked.
He was like famous for that. And I was like very much jealous. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't jealous at all, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
happy for him.
It'd be like that. That happens. But yeah, I mean, gays love a theme.
They do.
What were we talking about? Rent. We were talking about Rent.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that show I think was kind of the beginning of that kind of zeitgeist for me, and then also like I'm a sucker for a rock musical any day anyways, and that really just got my gears going.
Brent.
And yeah, and then that kind of opened the doors, and like granted I also joined theater later in life too, so that kind of opened the doors to everything else that was already
You're such a mark, right?
I'm very much a mark.
Very much a mark.
I would love to play Roger someday as well,
Yes.
especially while I'm nice and skinny and I have that coke addict body.
You do. You would
know?
slay. Me.
Yeah, and I love to sing rock.
I would love
that
to
shit.
play Angel again, please.
I'm like I want to get paid to do all of the roles that I love.
If I go to one more Angel audition and I don't get it, I'm actually going to go to another audition and try to get it again because I will never stop.
Oh my god!
Because that's what gays do. We persevere.
That's
and
what
we keep
actors
going.
do. Okay,
That's what actors
we're
do.
honing our
I
craft.
know, but Brennan, I'm in for it so much.
Listen.
And I feel like I was born to do it.
Yeah. I'm in every Seymour thing trying to rock and roll and it's still not
It
sticking
will
yet.
happen for you.
I believe it. I know it. I just want it to
God.
happen soon, you know?
I do know.
While I'm still plucky.
Plucky's crazy.
Plucky is crazy, but
haven't
I
heard
don't
of
use it
Plucky.
frequently.
Like
but
spring chicken vibes.
plucky I think of as like I've never had to articulate
Like,
it.
bing, bing,
Like kind of like an upbeat naivete that's a little bit youthful.
Plucky.
And like with a little bit of quirk, with a dash of quirk. That's kind of how that
I
feels.
think that feels like you
Thank you.
right now.
Yes, right now, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to have to disinfect all of this.
That's okay.
Guys,
I need a drum roll for that. I
The
need to get
pride-
some sound effects on this podcast.
We can always go back and add it in. The pride burps.
The pride burps. Proud of our burps. Boom.
Oh my god, I thought that was like an acronym.
Pride of our burps. Pob.
Pride.
Oh, nope, it would be poob.
It would be poop. Poob.
It's going to be merch eventually.
Oh my god.
What
What does that mean? The Shakespeare of it all.
The Shakespeare.
I'm looking at your notes.
Yeah, just like Shakespeare being gay.
Of course.
You're literally in a show about it. I hate
I
to tell
know, I
you, but you are
know.
in a show about how gay Shakespeare was.
They talk about it. They do talk about
I
it.
know. I'm aware.
Yeah. so
Made a
that's
whole
good.
career of all that jazz. I don't remember.
Everyone's gay. Someone actually saw. Actually, no, I'm not going to say this.
I'll edit it
Well,
out,
I
so.
will, because I think it happens. Someone saw the show and was like, everyone is gay in Aunt Juliet. And I was like, that's not true. I'm like, yes, everyone on stage I saw was gay. Who's not gay? And I like told them the people who like aren't gay, and they were like, okay.
No,
But everyone they're like, no, I don't believe that. I'm like, what?
They're like, actually, I have special glasses that tell me, and now you know.
Is it that gay? I don't guess I don't. I know I'm that gay because it's me, but I'm like, as a whole,
I think it is definitely a queer anthem if you need it to be.
yeah,
you know,
because they talk about Romeo having multiple lovers. Obviously, and there's
Of
a joke
course.
about him, like, you know,
like
and
there are obviously straight people in that show. Like that is
Yes.
obvious, that is present. But like to the people who celebrate, especially like that music and those kinds of people in their lives, it is very much a gay fantasia for sure.
yeah, and Shakespeare, they say he's, you know, gay too. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Francois gay.
Like
I guess all the characters are gay coded. You know what?
they're all a
Good.
little gay. Yeah.
Every single person is
For
a
sure.
little gay.
But yeah, I mean, that show I think is a great example of like gay theater and queer representation in modern Broadway theater culture. You know, I think it was I mean, I love it. I'm a huge fan, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I think it is unlike anything that has been on Broadway in that realm in a long time. And I think that's why so many people flock to it and celebrate it. And it's also just like a feel good time too, you
I think
know?
that's important. Yeah.
It's so, it really is.
Can't Stop the Feeling from Trolls 1.
I've actually never seen the Trolls franchise.
Please watch Trolls.
I've heard nothing but amazing things. That and
Brennan,
Sing.
you
I've also never watched Sing.
I hear Sing is really good.
Yeah, also never seen that. Gotta
Are
put
you
it
a
on-
fan of watching like Pixar, like kid?
I'm a Disney
animation?
adult. I literally work at Disney. I shouldn't say this.
You are so serious
I shouldn't
right
put this
now.
out on. I'll just say
You
it to you
should.
and maybe
You'll
edit
find
it out.
someone-
I literally work for Disney because of the perks.
You should edit that out.
I'm a full cast member because of it. You know, I get all of I get to go to the parks for free. I
Stop.
get discounts on hotels. You know, I'm a Disney adult. That's why I do it.
Going to the parks for free is crazy.
It is crazy. It's
You deserve that.
stop.
No, you do,
Do
Brennan.
you mean it?
Of course.
Wow.
You actually deserve that.
Thank
and
you.
it's because you're queer.
Yeah.
Because queer people deserve everything.
And no other reasons. That's the only reason I deserve that. Thank you so much. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Disney adult. I'm proud. I'm not culty or anything like the really cringy ones. And
No, well-
I still cringe.
Oh, I'm looking around at your studio, and there's no there's not too much like Disney adult paraphernalia. Are you pointing at something?
I was pointing at little Lumiere right there on my wall.
Oh yeah, but it's so small.
It's tasteful.
Like you're really not.
It's a lot of Harry Potter.
Yes.
A lot of Harry Potter.
HP isn't
Yeah.
Disney.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Just nerd. It's my little nerd haven.
just nerd
Just nerd.
and
Me.
transphobic allegedly. But
I'm incredibly transphobic. You know,
you're the,
that's
I'm
what,
surprised that you even walked in here.
that's what. Well, it set off an alarm. We have the IRA waiting outside for some reason. I don't know
rest
what.
all of
I don't
us.
actually know what the IRA is. Isn't that taxes?
About to say,
Yeah.
but they're gonna get you.
I framed you for tax evasion the moment you walked in here.
Because
and
I'm trans.
That's exactly right.
Damn.
They're waiting outside to get you. Sorry.
On Pride Month. I don't actually. Okay, I have a confession. Speaking of Pride Month, I'm reading Harry Potter 1 right now.
Okay.
I didn't buy the book though.
Great.
I borrowed it from a friend.
I can give you the audiobooks if you want. Have them downloaded.
Perfect, because I can't read.
It's tough. The thing, like, Harry Potter was always such a part of my. It was just a part of me
know.
from so young. Like that, once again, like being the misfit, like that was something that I found so much joy in. And the idea of magic and the idea of being told that you're more special than people give you credit for and that kind of thing. And so it was so present in my life from so young.
And you wear glasses like Harry
And
Potter.
I actually didn't start wearing glasses until relatively recently.
just go with it, Brennan.
I was just
go with
blind,
it.
and I wore glasses like Harry Potter. And yeah, so like once Redacted started sharing all that stuff, I'm like, first of all, why do you think you got to share those opinions or any
know.
opinions? Like we don't need that. And then
Sick.
like I was like, this is a huge. It was just a huge confusing time for me. And honestly, I just like because it is so a part of who I am, it's hard for me to shake that, and I
Yeah.
definitely don't celebrate it, and I definitely don't try and like promote things like that for said harmful reasons. I try not to do that and be conscious of that, but like I still, all of the joy and the memory that I made was because of myself. It was because of my own brain and my own perceptions, and that's kind of how I claim that to myself, which I know is it's not okay to some people. And I totally recognize that. And I can see why that is bad. It really is. But it is just something that I need to navigate life.
Unfortunately.
It's just something I need to navigate life, that is a part of me.
Listen,
as tough as it is,
it's hard
to
is. Ethically consume under
truly
capitalism.
Also, the way the franchise works too is that said person gets X amount of money from each like franchise that is existing out there, like the store, the show, whatever. They just get X amount of dollars. It's not like per item sold or per ticket sold. So like, that's a little bit better in terms of the capitalism of it all, but it's still just such a funky, tricky road to navigate.
It's like the Michael Jackson thing too. It's like MJ's so good as a musical. It's like we have to figure out when and if you can separate. Yeah,
I mean, and also like the thing that I celebrate in that is the talent too. I'm like, that was such an entertaining show because everyone is so fucking talented, and I'm like, it's kind of like the Neil Diamond of it all, where I'm like, great, I know a little bit more.
What's the tea with Neil Diamond?
Oh no, I just mean in terms of like biopic musicals, where I'm like, cool, I know a little bit more about this person. I wasn't really seeking that out, but like what I am admiring the most is the talent. It's so many talented singer dancers of it all, and like that was MJ was one of the most entertaining shows I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, no one's doing what they're doing, dancing and singing wise. I'm like,
Truly.
I cannot believe that this is happening.
I'm not there for the plot. I don't. To be honest, I don't care, especially when
the
it's
book
like
is what it is.
Yeah,
people are singing.
But yeah, it's such a. I mean, it's a tricky world to navigate, and like we have that. We have Harry Potter on Broadway, and like that's tough. That is tough for the representation aspect of it all. But also, both of those shows are filled with queer performers as well. Weird conundrum, very weird conundrum.
It is,
but that's why another reason why like it is so important to have things like Anne Juliet out on stage. It is so important to have those,
which still has so much work to do. As well,
100%.
Definitely not like a perfect piece of like.
We will
literature.
always be doing work. We will always be doing work.
Very intro to like non-binariness, transness, gayness, all these things. But it's good to have. You're right. It is good to have like the exposure that it has, and to feel prideful. And it's also a space where we can, give feedback, and they're very careful about everything. And we have so many like meetings and people there to like make the structure better.
Yeah.
So it's really refreshing, and I feel really grateful for that.
Done very tastefully and respectfully. And yes, obviously there's ways that we are growing in terms of representation on stage and all of that jazz, but it's definitely one of the biggest steps in the right direction that we've had in a while, I would say. It's making the biggest leaps and bounds.
So how are you celebrating this Pride? This coming Pride?
I don't know.
Are you doing anything? Are you going to any events or like?
Maybe I gotta work a lot right now. I'm so poor.
Working, yeah.
I'm so poor. I can't honestly. Like I'm not gonna be able to afford to be going out to so many events and whatnot. And like,
I know it's hard for the just like scheduling for me too. It's like I can't.
It's tough. It's tough. And also like I don't like being out late. It's just so I don't know what this June is going to look like for me. But
I'm doing Broadway Bears. Is that
oh my god, amazing!
Yeah, it's at the end of June for the first time, and that's very prideful.
That's awesome.
And I'm doing it. Me and Dan are in the same piece.
Oh my god, amazing!
Yes, I don't think I'm stripping though.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say what piece I am, and I think I can. I don't know. I think I can.
Don't say it for now, and we'll advertise it when it comes out. I'll share the stories and all that jazz.
I think it'll be fine, but I'm excited for that. That's
Do you want to tell the people what Broadway Bears is?
That's a great question. This is actually my first Broadway Bears. It's a fundraiser for Broadway Bears Equity Fights AIDS. It's not only raising money for AIDS, it's a lot of like organizations that they donate to that support like people in towns all across America.
Is it the same? Is it sponsored through Broadway Cares? Is it the same organization, or is it just separate?
No, I believe so. Yeah, it's all the same organization.
Okay,
that the same collections happen to like at the Broadway theaters. That's what you're referring to. Yeah, it's all the same thing.
That's amazing.
And I am raising money. I need to set up my like link and everything at my page
For sure.
to like strip. People like strip online. And they have like which is fine. I'm not a shy person, but I should like get on that, posting like cute like thirst trap pictures of me like.
You'll get there.
Donate.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
It might be like 3 days before
like
it happens, but you'll get there.
I know.
It's so neat to have those things. Also, like Broadway Cares in general is just a really amazing organization, and they partner a lot with the Entertainment Community Fund, which is we'll have an episode on,
otherwise known as the Actors Fund,
for sure, formerly the Actors Fund.
Yeah.
A really amazing organization. We'll do an episode on just kind of like how to survive as a theater artist in New York.
The Actors Fund is a
general.
great resource.
That's how I got my health insurance.
Yes.
I called them up and I was like, I am getting yeeted off my parents' insurance because I am turning 26 and I don't know what insurance is.
Yeah.
And they walked me through everything. They partnered, they signed me up. So I literally only have health insurance because of them,
I reached out because of I don't know. Oh, no. I think it was an insurance thing as well, but they definitely helped my friends with like all of that. And like,
it's a really great resource for so many things. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really awesome that we have those things.
it's awesome. And I'm raising money. I'm shaking my little booty for it.
As you should.
For your health insurance, Brennan.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Enough.
Shake it so I can make it to the emergency room with very little charge.
I'm bringing home the bacon.
Thank you.
For you.
Thank you. I really appreciate
on
that.
June 23rd or whenever it is.
You're putting the work in so I can succeed.
I am.
But yeah, really great organization. Also, we have our Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS times during the year where we're collecting money in Broadway venues. So quite frankly, we're taking the money of the wealthy, which is appreciated.
It is.
It's appreciated.
And it's about
lovely.
damn time. Give us your money.
Yamanita,
Hey.
cinnamon, yellow mayo to pump me
Oh,
up.
yes. What is that?
It's about damn time.
It's not Bruno Mars. It's not Lizzo.
It is Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Turn up the music.
That's the only part I know. I really like her Barbie music.
Oh my god, amazing.
It's so good.
My mom texted me.
Well, now she's canceled. See, it's so hard.
Who? Oh, Lizzo. Yeah. My mom texted me one day last year during the summer and was like, I really like that new Dua Lipa song from the Barbie movie. And she hadn't even seen the movie. She just heard the song and I was like, that's an ally.
Your mom is an ally.
I was like, for sure. She doesn't know the strides she's taking for the community by saying that.
Or the stride that she's taking by buying those Amazon things to unclip the tags from your stolen.
Was that in the first recording? In the
It
second
was in
recording?
the first recording.
Okay, folks, for context, when I bought said sweater, the Christmas sweater for the Christmas party, I did return it the next day because I have one of the little guns that they use to put tags on retail items. And it is a game changer for those who like to buy and return.
I just want to let everyone know that I don't support this. I don't condone this. I don't like gun violence, even if they're gun tag removal things.
Oh, and but you like capitalism? You like conglomerates and
the
corporations?
IRS is going to be outside to take you.
Did we both call the IRS on each other?
I called the IRS on you.
And you gave them my address. That's messed up.
Yeah, it is messed
At least
up.
you can climb down the fire escape and run home.
No, they know who you are.
Oh my god. And I'm so recognizable and famous too.
Yeah. Give them your guns.
I'm so nervous now. I'll never go outside again.
That's the only answer, isn't it?
What? The IRS?
To never go outside again.
Oh, yeah. This is a really theater specific episode that we're doing right now.
It is theater specific.
No, for sure,
and
for
it's
sure.
prideful.
We are giving theater right now. We are performing.
I'm giving theater. What were we talking about before? We're talking about like a lot of like playing straight and how like we don't have to do that anymore.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
feel like you're still available for that, which is really nice.
I mean, yeah.
Me saying still as if like one day you're gonna be so gay they're gonna be like, hey, you could.
Yeah, it's just it's like a
woman on stage.
It's like a transition process. So like,
Yes.
what am I? 27? 27 years from now, I will be like
A woman.
completely 100%. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You're allowed to say that. I'm not. Sorry.
You can say that
Okay.
that you're gonna be a trans woman.
Great. I'm not, folks, just for the record. I don't want to appropriate any culture.
God, we never know.
I mean, who's to say? So true. Yeah, I mean, I'd still, a lot of the roles that I would play in shows are straight roles. And also because I really am still in this gray space of the queer community, I also am not auditioning for things that are very queer-based and queer stories, because there are people who have lived those stories that can tell it better and also should tell it. They should be able to tell that and be the ones to tell it, because quite frankly, I was saying I was a straight man until last year, a year ago, pretty much right now, you know, so.
That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Are
you so excited?
I am excited, but it's just still a very anxious time for me too, you know. That's kind of just how I navigate it, which is why it's still so gray and vague for me, which is fine. Like, it happens on my own time, and I'm recognizing that.
Do you feel a sense of pride?
I do.
Yet.
I do, for sure. You know, even though I'm not like out on the rooftops telling everyone who I am, I am proud for the community and everything. And like,
well, yeah,
even just walking through Hell's
Kitchen's a very gay neighborhood.
I'm just like, it is, I mean, even just the gays aside, it is just a really nice community. And I know that this is such a rich area and that it has contributed to so much. So yeah, I am definitely feeling a sense of pride and whatnot in my own ways, you know?
That's magical.
And I navigate it as respectfully as I can.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of that. But yeah.
It's also rough. It's like hard to like feel. I always say I'm not homophobic. I'm not scared of the gays. I just hate them.
I heard that you really are.
Exactly.
That's the first thing I heard about you.
The gays can be hard sometimes.
Looking at you right now, I can tell how homophobic you are.
What are you looking at right now?
Crop top, mullet.
Oh my God, the gay mullet. Guys, I just got the gay mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut this shirt, I cut these shorts. I made everything gay. But it's the gays are the worst sometimes.
I mean, there's toxicity everywhere we look, you know?
But particularly in the gays.
I'm not gonna speak on that personally.
I know, but I am overall prideful. Of course I have to be.
Sure.
But there's moments where I'm like, why are you saying that?
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. But I know that you're not going to be that type of like white gay, because you're coming from a place of like,
for sure,
you know.
Also, that's just like, I don't know, it's not a part of my personality really either, you know. Like, my personality really hasn't shifted drastically in those regards, you know. I don't
think it will.
I've grown in other ways as a human, but like I have always walked a line of not incredibly masculine, you know. I've never been a man's man or a boy's boy, like in whatever ways. I used to try to be, for sure.
I'm a man's boy.
So true.
Yeah, and I'm not a girl.
There's always
not
been
a woman.
There's always been femininity in me, and like usually it manifested in just like sharing emotions, which really shouldn't be necessarily a feminine trait, but like
but straight boys are so emotional too.
I know, they just don't share it, they just don't let it out.
I know.
But like, yeah, that's why I've had predominantly female best friends for most of my life, you know.
Really?
Honestly, they've either been females or gay men, you know. That's kind of just been how my best friends have, at least in the formative years of my life, where I'm like, yes, you are actually like a good friend.
Yes, that's a very gay thing. I mean, I grew up with a lot of female friends, and then in New York, there's kind of a culture of like, you know, the gays and the pack of gays and whatever
for sure
is happening here, and yeah, there's like strength in community, which is like really awesome.
Yeah,
and then I think I found myself just having so many gay friends when I moved here, which is so fun and exciting. And then you start going out together, and then and
you know what, the gays party the best. You know, it's always the best time. Theater parties are just always the best. They are like, I don't know,
I like being at a theater party and seeing people who like aren't in theater to always bring like their like corporate like boyfriends and people, and they're like, oh my God, we're going to like a theater party. It's like,
but honestly, like they would always look like a fish out of water immediately, but they would always end up having a great time.
Yeah.
You know, it was I loved bringing new people to theater parties and stuff like that, or loved seeing them come into it. We had this like really wonderful party house in college that was just like, a real amazing safe haven and whatnot. And like, yeah, that was always a huge experience when an outsider would come in and be like, oh, this is a foreign environment.
And likewise, it's nice for us to be like, I'm also in the phase of like surrounding myself with people who aren't in theater too, a lot of the times.
Oh, yeah.
And having, you know, a life outside of that. It's typically other artists, but it's still pretty awesome.
I think romantically, I'm typically always with artists in some regards, but also just like friends and stuff, I feel like it's usually artists as well, just because I think it's hard to maintain strong relationships socially otherwise with like the way our schedules work. And like when we're leaving for gigs for X amount of time, you know, like you have to have people that are just so understanding.
Yeah.
And like you really have to learn specific ways. That was me. Thank you.
Applause. That was crispy.
Thank you.
Very crispy.
Yeah, I'm just like really talented.
Yeah.
But
burps are just really crispy.
yeah, you need to learn how to have very specific communication skills for those who are not in this world, you know? And like I am so grateful for like the way that my parents are involved in my life now too, especially when it is so unpredictable, you know?
Yes.
Like we just went on vacation, but like when they planned it, it was very much we're gonna assume that you are able to come, but if you are not, that is totally fine, and we'll be celebrating that anyways, you know?
Yeah.
It's just that kind of thing where like, who knows where I'm gonna be? Who knows when I'm gonna disappear? Who knows what's gonna happen? And yeah, that's kind of just, that's why I feel like artists are the best when it comes to those kinds of relationships.
They really are.
They get it.
But also it's like I want someone who's not in theater.
Yeah.
I've been going on a date. I've gone on dates with a lot of like writers.
Interesting. Okay.
If that makes sense. Like there's like a trend.
If that makes sense. The
Well,
concept
like,
of someone being a writer. I'm like, huh.
Does that make sense to you?
Interesting. Well, as someone who can't read, I
Well, like,
don't understand writing that
There'll
well
be like
either.
poets or this or that, and it's like that. I don't know, for some reason that's like my like. I don't know if it's my new type or if it's always been like my type, but I'm like, oh, this is nice.
It is also just fascinating to see what people think of our lives, because I also like find other people's lives fascinating. I went on a date with a girl in finance recently who is still like artistically enriched, but she's very much like worked in a office space that has like the stock room things on the wall and stuff like that. And
I
I'm like,
asked so many
"That's
questions.
so fascinating to me."
I'm like, what? So I'm like, so you get to work. What's the first thing you do? I'm like, so you sit at your desk, then what? Like, I'm so
Literally.
curious.
She actually wasn't able to tell me a lot because she dealt in like insider
The IRS.
kind of stuff. And
She's the IRS.
She's the one waiting outside for you right now.
Second date, kind of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
She arrests you.
But yeah, it's so interesting to see what people perceive theater as well, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah. A lot of it is just like, I can't believe you do that.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Especially when I tell people I swing and I have to cover 12 tracks at a moment's notice. They're like, I don't even know how you do that. I'm like, it's a skill.
For sure.
So it's like any other thing. I tried to explain it to someone as like, just like sequence. I'm like, so you walk in, because I can't see all 12 tracks at once.
Yeah.
Some people maybe can, but that's not the way I swing or understudy. Everything happens. It's like once I get to A, like I can't, if I asked you what's the 14th letter of the alphabet, you probably wouldn't know.
Not off the bat.
You're like,
I would
it's
have
M.
to count through it.
Yeah,
Is
you
it?
don't know. I don't know. But what if you said it? You're like, I know it. But some people can see all of that. But if I
M is 13.
Oh my God,
You
it was
were
close.
so close.
Right?
That's amazing.
wait, that is crazy. But I would
You're a scientist.
I know.
Of course you know that.
But right, but you had to take the time to count it out.
course.
So like I could like figure out what's happening if it's like a sequencing. So it's like I get home, I like, open the door, I hang my wallet on the door, then I take my shoes off, then I take my pants off, then I go to the kitchen, then I wash my hands. It's like, so if that's what that track does, that's kind of how I would like get through it. It just like is kind of like the obvious answer of like what's next,
Yeah, one step at a time.
And they were like, how is it like to swing on mid-show? And I'm like, well, it's a bit disorienting, right? Imagine like you walk in your house and you just have your pants off. And you're like,
How did that happen?
How did that happen? What do I do next? Yes. Yeah. Like going on mid-show is crazy because you're just dropped in the environment and you're like, okay, well, I didn't get the sequence of this track before, for me at least. And so they can take one and be like, oh, okay, so this is what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're not really thinking A to D at this point. You're thinking in like little numbers, but it happens and it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, people, it's a hard thing to conceptualize.
I will say also, like, people back home too, like, this is so like incredible for them to see me living this kind of lifestyle too.
Right.
Because it like, you have to be brave to do it. And, like, you
Oh my
really
gosh,
do.
That's over half of it, Brennan.
Exactly.
Everyone's good. Everyone,
no.
everyone has, a lot of people, not everyone, you're right. A lot of people have the ability
shady.
to.
Sorry,
no,
everyone.
it's not shady. It's true.
Yeah.
But if you're here and if you've worked, or at least a couple jobs,
When you put in
it's
the
like,
work, yeah.
anything's possible. What was I going to say?
Another reason.
Over the bravery, right?
Yeah.
Over half of it is just being like, I want to do this and I can't do it. And so many people just don't do that.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, you want stability,
100%.
family, a relationship,
But it's people who know that there's nothing else that they could do, you
Yeah.
know, not would rather do, but like literally could do, you know, it feeds a certain part of us that nothing else could in any other way, you know? And once again, I think that is probably another reason why there are so many queer people, because that is,
it helps in that, right?
it's kind of a parallel experience a little bit, you know, you got to be brave. You got to really embrace it, and you got to do it because you be authentically
we don't
yourself,
have another
because
choice. Yeah,
that's who you are, you know, that's what you need.
that is what you need. Do you wake up every morning and choose to be queer?
Obviously. Yeah, because as we know, it is a choice.
It is a choice, and I'm pro-choice.
And that
I'm pro choose to be queer.
I really hope everyone can understand the sense of humor we are bringing to this, because if this could be very easily misunderstood.
I think if anyone has met me for 4 seconds,
valid. This is also like probably the most unhinged recording we've done so far, because it's less a subject that you would learn in school, you know, but it's still important.
I think that was a compliment.
What do you mean?
This is the most unhinged recording we've done so far.
Listen, you're here for a reason. We're here to have
You
fun.
knew what you were going
We're here to have fun and party and celebrate.
Who else has been on here?
That you know?
Yeah.
Katie has been on.
Katie's unhinged, but not all the time.
We were talking about resumes though. It's a little different, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about pride.
So true. I don't know who else you know, so I mean,
I know everyone.
If you want to, Brandon was on it.
Oh, I know Brandon.
I know you know Brandon. Yeah. And if you want to know the rest, then go listen to the podcast. I don't know what to tell you.
I will.
Good.
Do you like my mullet?
I love your mullet. I saw that on your story, and I was like, that's really awesome. That's a really good move.
Oh, it's my new personality. Speaking of gay and prideful.
Mullet.
Guys, mullet.
Mm-hmm. That's your nickname.
Mullet. They call me Mullet May when I go on for May.
Iconic. Yeah, it was a good move. I'm proud of you.
It was a big step.
That was really brave of you.
I was brave. I had to get it approved at all sectors.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good that they let you too. I mean,
I needed something.
For sure.
My hair was really, really long and curly and frizzy, and it was giving like, what's his name? Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Giving like witchy vibes.
I have to start growing out my hair again, because the last haircut I got, he kind of put the part too far on my head, and he also like shaved my temple in a weird way, where like
your temple,
like he shaved like very far up this way to where it kind of, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, it looks like I have a receding hairline, and I need to fix that.
It looks amazing from right now.
Thank you. Thank you. I spent some time on it today for sure.
Oh, good. But you have nice hair. It's all kind of a really groomed beard. It's all kind of one like color.
Thank you.
With your eyes.
Thank you.
It's very monochromatic.
I have an aesthetic, and it is neutral colors.
Chic.
Yeah, I'm just really different. I'm not like the other girls. And yeah, also, I have to. Gilded Age season 3 will be starting in the near future.
Oh my god! And you're on that.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I do a little background work. The show, or what I do.
I guess everything. I don't know. I've never been on a film set at all. Can you believe?
It's a very different world.
I know.
It's a very different world.
I want to so bad.
And I would like love to have like a little co-star role or a principal role, but like
you will.
It's a very different kind of environment, and like acting in those kinds of scenarios just feels so different. Because like you're just sitting in your dressing room for so long, and all of a sudden they usher you to set. You do it however many times. Sometimes it's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
and you just have to turn it on immediately. You have to just get there, do it. And like, obviously there's so many talented people on that show. There's also so many Broadway people on that show.
Oh, really? Oh, because it films in New York?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
What do you do on the show?
I am in the core background. So I am a footman to the Russell family.
I know, that's right.
And yeah, and a really fun time. But I have to have longer hair than I am used to and enjoy for that.
You enjoy long hair is fun. I think you could pull off long hair.
I just have really thick hair. So
Must be nice.
Well,
my hair's just so thick.
the problem for me is that it doesn't grow long. It just grows out. And in the shape of my head, it's just very round or segmented, where like the side, wherever the part is just like round, and then the top is round in a different way because it's just growing proportionally out in every direction. So
Darn.
I don't love it, but I do keep my hair a little bit longer now than I used to.
And yeah, you never know when they need to call you back.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping that starts up soon. They knock on my door and say,
"Hi, this is the IRS, and we need to arrest you immediately."
yes, for sure. And then I'll say, I'm so sorry, but I have to be on a TV show. And they'll be like, oh my God, no way.
Well, now I have to watch The Gilded Age and see if you're in it.
I'm there.
TV's hard
Season
for me.
2 is where I'm around a lot.
Okay.
See, TV has been really hard for me as well lately.
It's been hard. I started and then I'm on my phone. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
I'm on my phone, then I'm asleep. And then I have to wake up and I have to go to
right.
work.
That is exactly right. I don't have like consistent TV shows as much anymore, you know? My brain is just not working like that nowadays. But I have been reading more, which I like.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
And I have been, I do the audiobooks and whatnot as well to multitask. And
You listen to audiobooks while you read?
no, just like while I'm doing other things.
Yes.
And I'm able to focus that way as well. But yeah,
That
I have
would be
been
crazy.
reading a lot more, which has been nice.
Gays are really good at multitasking. That's probably also in your queer story.
That's probably where the gene is coming from. That's why that's what awakened it, is my tiny brain needing to do so many things at once. We're really on topic here.
I know. Did we cover? What else do we need to cover? Probably so much.
I think just like the future of what queer representation will look like on Broadway.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully every single person is gay
I
on
think-
Broadway or queer.
And Planet Earth.
In planet Earth. First of all, everyone's always like, you're going to make everybody queer. What's next? You're going to kiss our dogs. You're going to make everybody non-binary. I don't understand. So
yes,
let's
I'm going to
say
kiss your
that's-
dog, not on the mouth, because that's gross. And people who do that, I'm so sorry, but that's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to kiss your dog. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Like we're going to extinct the human population. Aren't there too many humans?
There's so many humans.
Cut this out if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's absolutely so many humans.
There's so many humans.
And it's, if more people are gay, then great, we can adopt more babies, we can do more things. Like,
so
and
true.
there's not going to be a thing where
People are who they are, you know.
Yeah.
They're-
Also, we didn't talk about the whole generation of people who were wiped out.
Oh my God.
Okay,
That's probably really important.
that is really important. Which is, why people say that everyone's so gay this generation. It's like, well, they all died of AIDS
Yeah,
because we didn't get on it as quick as we should have.
very much so. And especially in our industry, like you see that whole generation, like you see the gaps in there. You do. It is so ever present in staff and like actors in general and everything,
It's so sad.
It's very sad. And it's sad that it took that for people to really like take things seriously, especially when it comes to medicine and all of that jazz.
And I feel like right now we don't really see gay elders, right? Like we don't see our gay trans elders.
No.
And everyone's always like, what's going to happen to us? I was talking to my friend, Matthew, and we're like, oh, he's like, what's going to happen when we're older and we don't have we don't have kids or anything? And I'm like, I'm sure there's going to be a gay person's old home in Palm Springs. We're just going to be, with us and all the trans girls. We're just gonna be there playing games and having little fashion shows and having our little coloring books.
But then
it'll
also
be fine.
Then also this generation will be the next one to be those people to look up to, those mentors to a whole new generation. And that hasn't happened because of the AIDS epidemic, that just hasn't existed. So I'm sure theater itself will look so different in the future. I mean, also like I said, with shows like yours, there are shows that are making very big strides, you know? And I think that ball is just going to keep rolling.
I think it will.
And like also like theater being so many things, theater being performance in so many ways, like especially I'm not going to say that like the normalization of drag in media is the most accurate representation, or the aspirations that are happening because of it are the most healthy, but like drag as an art form being exposed as much as it is right now is just so, once again, steps in those right directions, as long as we don't have freaking bills being passed and stupid stuff like that. But like the fact that it's in the realm of media and stuff is just so important, you know?
It is important. Drag is fun.
Drag is so fun.
And it's everything. And Juliet's going on tour, which I think is going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, I wonder if everyone will just like leave the production alone. I imagine that. I mean, the tour dates seem pretty fine, but you know, just like with the things that have happened already, like in New York to Justin, and like the way that the show's been targeted with certain things and aspects of people in specific communities that they've been, you know, protesting us. And like, I just hope that the tour goes off and like leaves a really positive experience in like these little towns that little queers or closeted queers or straight people, everybody can just kind of see and like get a little dose of like what the future is going to look like, and that they like, you know, leave the show alone and let it be what it is.
I think the people who need the show to be what they need it to be will get that, you know, and that's what's going to be most important, you know?
It's true.
And granted, like they may see backlash in community settings, but that's all the more reason for them to be able to find that place and find those people so they don't feel so alone in those regards.
It's true. I'll do the show tonight for them.
Do it for them.
It does help, though,
and
to picture
because you
someone.
have to.
And because I have to, because it's my job.
Yeah.
But it does help to like get, you know.
For sure. Oh, wow.
Really inspired.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
I think we nailed that.
We did.
We really hopped on the tangent train, choo-choo, but that's when it's the most fun.
It is.
For me, at least. I don't know. Sorry, everyone. I hope you like this.
Everyone, I hope you like it too. Please like it. Please like me. I'm kidding.
Yeah, actually, don't like them.
Please like me. Please follow me on Instagram.
Truly. Folks, yeah. Happy Pride. Theater is gay, and that's okay.
Anyway.
Who's to say? Folks,
Dr.
we are rooting for you out there. We are your biggest supporters, and you can be our biggest supporters by finding us on Patreon. That is patreon.com/BA2Broadway. Per usual, little message, we will not be gatekeeping any vital information on there. That is just for fun bonus content, silly stories, all of the extra tangents that I edit out anyways. They're all there. So come check us out. There's also some sneak previews of some fun things to come. And yeah, we really appreciate it. Michael, thank you so much for being here. Where can folks find you if you want to be found?
Oh my gosh. You can find me on Instagram.com at Michael Yvonne Carrier.
In the web browser.
In the web browser. You can find me at my house. No?
I wouldn't say that. I can edit that
at my
out.
address. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And you can find me in a ball under my dressing room station, sleeping when I'm not on stage, or on Broadway at Anne Juliet.
Bam. There you go, folks. As always, you can find us on social media at BA2Broadway on most socials. Follow us on TikTok, all that jazz. And thank you so much for joining us. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their Pride Month and their Pride Year and their Pride life.
Yes. Bye, gay. Hi,
Bye, hi, gay.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.
From BA to Broadway is created, produced, and edited by Brennan Stefanik, music by Dylan Kaufman, and cover art by Jordan Vongsithi.